It's easy to love your life when the sun is out, when the bills are paid, when your phone lights up with all the right names, when the mirror smiles back, when the world feels gentle. It's easy to love your life when the plans work, when the yes comes quickly, when your heart feels light and your body feels strong. You say, "I'm blessed." You say, "I'm grateful," and you mean it. And that's beautiful. But the real question is, can you love your life when none of that is true? When the rain won't stop, when your name is left off the list, when you feel invisible, when the version of your life you hoped for hasn't shown up yet, and you're not sure it ever will. Because that's where real love lives. In the in-between, in the awkward middle of progress, in the quiet hours where no one is clapping for you. Can you still say, "This life is mine, and I choose to love it anyway"? Your life doesn't have to be perfect to be precious. You don't have to be healed to be worthy. The dishes in the sink, the tired body, the messy schedule, it's all part of the miracle. This is the real life, not a highlight, not a trailer, the whole unedited truth. You've been taught to chase the next thing, the next goal, the next version of you. But life isn't something to arrive at, it's something to wake up to. And right now, you're breathing. You're here. That's not nothing. That's everything. Love your life in this chapter, not just when it makes sense, but even when it doesn't, even when it aches, even when it's quiet. That's how peace is built. Not by changing the story, but by softening around it. Because loving your life doesn't mean you ignore the pain. It means you sit with it, with tenderness, with honesty. It means you learn to say, "Even here, I choose love." Not because it's easy, but because it's yours. You don't need a new beginning to be at peace. You just need to look around and realize this moment, right now, is not a mistake. It's not wasted. It's not empty. It's life, full and flawed and breathtaking even now. It's easy to love your life when it's easy, but the greatest power is loving your life when it's not. That's where your strength begins. That's where your joy becomes real. So love your life, not when it's perfect, but especially when it's not, because that's the kind of love that changes you, that grounds you, that stays.
We celebrate the wins, the glowing moments, the days when we feel on top of the world. But what about the messy ones? The ones where you oversleep, overthink, and underperform, where nothing fits, not your schedule, not your mood, not your skin. What about the mornings that start with heaviness in your chest and end in silence? The days when you're not sure who you're becoming, only that it feels nothing like who you used to be, where even hope feels hard to hold. It's tempting to write those days off, to label them as wasted, but what if they're sacred too? What if the mess is where the truth lives? Not the filtered version of you, but the raw one, the real one. Loving your life means loving the whole thing, even the cracks, especially the cracks, because that's where the light sneaks in. That's where you meet yourself, without the mask, without the need to impress anyone. You were never meant to be polished every day. You were meant to feel, to stretch, to learn how to stand up in the fog, not just the sunlight. And that means learning to say, "This is hard, but it's still mine." Some days, just getting out of bed is an act of courage. Some days, loving yourself looks like breathing through the discomfort and not turning away. And some days, all you can do is keep going, and that's enough. Because even the messy days are part of your becoming. They shape your empathy. They soften your judgments. They remind you that you are still growing, even when it feels like you're standing still. So what about the messy days? Love them too. They're not the pause between your story. They are the story. and you are still worthy inside every single one. You keep waiting for the next season, the next breakthrough, the next version of life where everything finally makes sense. But here's the truth no one wants to sit with. The now is all you've ever had and all you ever will. The past is a memory. The future is a guess. And while you rehearse both, life is happening right here, right now, in the details you rush past, in the breath you don't notice, in the quiet moments you call nothing. You've spent so long in almost ready, almost healed, almost there, that you forgot how to simply be. But the now doesn't need fixing. It needs feeling. It needs your full attention, not your correction. You think your life starts later, after the next goal, the next body, the next love, but that mindset is the thief of peace. Because when you finally get there, your mind will already be chasing the next after. You'll never arrive until you claim now. This isn't about settling. It's about presence. It's about realizing that right here, in this ordinary hour, you are already enough. Your worth isn't waiting for a title. Your joy isn't trapped in someday. It's all now. Loving your life means loving the moment you're in, not the one you wish you had. It means choosing to stop postponing your happiness and recognizing that the sacred is already here. Not perfect, but present. Every breath is a beginning. Every blink is a miracle. Every quiet second you spend awake to your own existence, that's real living. That's the truth under all the striving. The now is all you've ever had. And the moment you stop resisting it, it becomes everything you've ever needed.
You tell yourself you're just waiting to feel better, waiting for the timing to be right, waiting for them to understand, for something to shift, for the next sign. But here's the truth. You're not waiting. You're living right now, whether you realize it or not. This isn't the preview. This isn't a dress rehearsal. This is your life. These seconds, even the quiet, uncertain, lonely ones, they count. They're real, and they won't come again. We convince ourselves that the big moment is out there somewhere, that joy is something you stumble into later when everything finally aligns. But what if this is the moment? What if the alignment begins with you deciding to live it, not just endure it? You're not on hold. You're growing, healing, practicing, becoming. Even in the stillness, your spirit is in motion. Even when it feels like nothing's happening, everything is. When you believe you're just waiting, you stop participating, you numb out, you disconnect, you stop creating joy where you are. But when you remember this is your real life, even in the in-between, you come alive again. Don't wait to feel ready. Don't wait to be flawless. Don't wait to have it all figured out. Start loving the life that's in front of you, not because it's complete, but because it's yours. You're not stuck. You're standing in a sacred pause, a holy middle, and it still matters. This breath, this day, this version of you, it still belongs to the story. You're not waiting. You're living. And this moment, messy, quiet, unfiltered, is part of the miracle. Gratitude. You've heard the word so many times. It's easy to tune it out, like it's some fluffy suggestion in a self-help book. But gratitude isn't a trend. It's not a quote on your feed. It's a superpower. And you'll understand its strength the moment you have nothing else to hold on to. When the job falls through, when the text never comes, when the mirror reflects someone tired and uncertain, gratitude is the only thing that can pull you back to center. Not because it changes the pain, but because it reminds you that pain isn't the whole picture. It's not about ignoring what hurts. It's about refusing to forget what's still good, what still breathes, what still matters, even when it feels small, even when it feels buried under the weight of everything else. Gratitude is presence in its purest form. It's the quiet recognition that this breath is a gift, that someone, somewhere, would trade places with you in an instant just for the chance to feel what you're feeling, live what you're living. You don't need everything to be right to practice gratitude. You just need to notice the way the sun comes through your window, the fact that your heart kept beating through the night, the strength it takes to keep showing up, even when no one sees. It's easy to be grateful when life is shiny, but the real magic is when you can whisper thank you with tears in your eyes, when your room is dark, but your soul still finds one small candle to light. Gratitude shifts everything. It changes your posture, your thoughts, your expectations, not by forcing positivity, but by reminding you that you are still rich, even if you don't feel wealthy, still loved, even if you feel alone, still alive, even when you feel lost. And the more you practice it, not perfectly, just intentionally, the more resilient you become. Gratitude grows roots in you. It keeps you from blowing away in the storm. It gives you something to hold on to when everything else falls apart. You can't control everything, but you can choose to look around, even in your lowest moment, and say, there's still something good here, and I see it, and I won't let myself forget it. Gratitude isn't weak, it's fierce, it's defiant. It looks hardship in the eye and says, you won't steal the beauty from this life. That kind of gratitude doesn't just help you survive, it teaches you how to live. Gratitude isn't a cliché, it's a superpower. And the more you use it, the more you remember, even when life feels incomplete, you are still whole.
You've been taught to curate your life, to polish it, to fix the lighting and hide the flaws. But some of the most beautiful things in this world aren't perfect. They're real. And your life, it doesn't have to be flawless to be worth loving. The messy parts, the unanswered questions, the cracked routines and raw emotions, that's where the beauty lives. In the mornings when you show up anyway, in the late nights when you cry without filters. That's your strength. That's your story. Some days your smile will be soft, hesitant, born from pain. And even that smile is beautiful because it means you're still trying, you're still here, and that is extraordinary. Stop waiting for your life to look like a movie. It's not supposed to. The dishes in the sink, the unmade bed, the traffic, the tension, these are not signs of failure. They're signs that you're living, that you're choosing to keep going. There is beauty in the in-between. In becoming, in progress that no one claps for, in growth that hurts. There's beauty in your vulnerability, in the courage to not have it all figured out, but to take another step anyway. You don't need a picture-perfect life to feel proud. You don't need everything aligned to feel grateful. You don't need to impress anyone to feel enough. The quiet moments, the tired ones, the brave ones, they're already telling a powerful story. When you stop chasing perfection, you make room for peace, for softness, for truth. And suddenly you realize you were never broken. You were just believing someone else's version of beauty. You are allowed to love a life that's unfinished. You are allowed to find meaning in the ordinary. You are allowed to celebrate the version of you that exists today, not someday. Your life doesn't need to be perfect to be beautiful. It just needs to be yours. And when you begin to love it as it is, it starts to love you back. There are two ways to move through this life: waiting for everything to finally be right, or choosing to love what's already in front of you. One leads to exhaustion, the other to freedom. You get to decide. Loving your life doesn't mean pretending it's always easy. It means being present in the truth of it.
It means holding joy and pain in the same hand and not letting go of either. It means waking up and saying, even this is part of it. Don't wait until it's perfect. Don't wait until you're healed. Don't wait for permission or applause. If you keep waiting for the ideal moment to feel grateful, to feel alive, you'll miss the one you're standing in right now. You don't have to love every circumstance, but you can love the person you're becoming inside them. You can love the way you've stayed soft, the way you've kept going, the way your soul still rises, even in the mess. Loving your life is an act of rebellion in a world that tells you you're always behind. It's not complacency, it's clarity. It's the deep understanding that peace isn't something you chase. It's something you choose. Love the boring days, the quiet days, the tearful days, the laughing too hard days. Love the version of you that's still becoming, because every single part of this life is part of the miracle. Love it all, or you'll miss everything. And what a shame that would be, to miss the life that was never perfect, but always beautiful.